Tiago, ponos el centro.
No, we have to pass them.
They have more in the middle.
No, it should be all past.
Pero lo dejamos ahí.
Yes.
Lo dejamos ahí.
Yes, okay.
You put them in the
Ah,
center.
bueno.
In the center.
Put with these ones.
Yes.
No, no está sola.
No.
Hold on.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's on, it's on.
Testing. Amazing. Okay. All right.
Good to go.
Thank you all for coming. This is a historical moment as we aim to launch the largest maritime mission to Gaza since Israel's illegal siege began 18 years ago. Today, in this press conference, we're going to hear from members of the Global Sumud Flotilla Steering Committee and notable people who are supporting this mission. Because this is a press conference, we do ask that people are quiet, which you are right now, and we appreciate it. We love the energy and the chanting, but just for the audio purposes, we need this. We need the audio to be good. So, without further ado, I'm going to pass this on to Saif Abu Kashek, a member of our steering committee, to speak.
Thank you. We will do this part of the press conference in English, and in the second part, where we have direct interventions at the stage, we will speak definitely in Spanish. As Hannah said, we are organizing this mission, but it's very important to understand why we are here together and where is our focus. We keep getting the questions from the press and from people about us, but it's not about us. We are not the heroes. We are not the center of this movement. We are not the reason that there is mobilization. Palestine has been occupied for the past 78 years by a government that their main focus is the ethnic cleansing of the whole population of Palestine. I was born in a refugee camp in Palestine, where the majority of the Palestinians are refugees, displaced within and outside of Palestine. More than 70% of the population in Gaza are refugees. The base of the Zionist state is to ethnic cleanse the Palestinian people, to claim that this is a land without people, to take the resources and take the whole country and expand as much as they can. Since the genocide started, 22 months, we have been witnessing crimes after crimes. They have been imposing siege, illegal Israeli siege on Gaza for the past 18 years. Since 2007, without any reason, they have decided that this part of the land will be blocked, no access. The first actions that they took since 22 months was to block water, medicine, and electricity and food on Gaza. The starvation that we are seeing in Gaza is intentional. It's man-made. We talk about the humanitarian aspect. This is a nonviolent mission that is aiming to open a corridor of humanitarian aid, but for a political reason that is happening in Palestine. What is happening there is not a natural disaster. We cannot ignore the fact that Palestinians are being starved to death because there is a government that is intentionally starving those people to death. Because there is a government that is intentionally pumping Palestinian kids and families every day for the purpose of killing as many Palestinians as possible. When you bomb hospitals, when you bomb schools, when you bomb educational centers, your main aim is basically to displace the people, to commit crimes against the civil society, and to end the presence of the Palestinian population. That's why we mobilize. That's why we work together. This mission has started last June, but it's all inspired by the Palestinian people. The whole movement is inspired by the Palestinian resistance. Our main focus is on what's happening in Palestine. Historically, Palestinians have been leading nonviolent and disobedience mobilizations for so many years. We are talking about 1936 with the big Arab strike for 3 years. We are talking about the civil disobedience in Beit Lahem, a Christian city in the West Bank. We are talking about the first Intifada, long 7 years of Palestinian nonviolent resistance and disobedience. We are not here to save Palestinians, neither teach them about nonviolence or telling them what type of resistance they have to choose. Any people who live under occupation, they have the right to choose how they want to resist that occupation. We, as a movement, take a strategic decision to choose the way that we mobilize, the way that we work, and the way that we support the resistance and join solidarity. This is not a sea mission for us. It is putting the basis for a global solidarity movement that will stand against oppression wherever it is. We bring global south to global north. We work together step by step because they are united in their oppression. They are united in their crimes, and we are united in our solidarity. That's why we have been working together. That's what my colleagues will continue explaining about the mission. Thank you all for coming here. And thank you, Barcelona. Thank you, Barcelona. When we discussed about the launch of this mission, I said it has to be Barcelona. Barcelona is the reference of Palestine solidarity for so many years, the reference of Palestine support during the genocide, and we have been tagged, our ports have been tagged with complicity because of the ships that transit weapons to Israel. We reclaim our ports. Our ports are free from complicity because the people of Barcelona and Catalonia are free. That's why we leave from Barcelona.
Thank you, Saif. Next, we're going to hear from another Global Sumud Flotilla Steering Committee member, Yasmin Ajar. Please, we love the energy, but we do ask you to refrain from chanting because this is a press conference, and yes, thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for the energy and for coming. We set sail 2 months ago with the Madeleine, and then we set sail with the Handala. And we were attacked, kidnapped, and brought against our will to the Zionist entity. But we did say that we will be back. And today, we show that we are going back. With more countries joining us from around the world, we are 44 delegations. And we are even more people from around the world joining this mission. We had 30,000 people signing up to be on this mission. Of course, we can't take everyone with us. But you will all be with us sailing to Gaza to break the Israeli illegal siege. And here is another sailing boat. So as you can see, there are more boats arriving, and we will set sail from here. But we will be joined by many more boats from different ports. We will be joined from Greece, from Italy, from Tunis. As I'm speaking to the journalists here, journalists in Gaza are being slaughtered. We think of them, full solidarity with all journalists live streaming their own genocide. The slaughter of the journalists is not by coincidence. It is deliberate and it is planned because the stage that we are entering is the most critical stage. That is why we have to act fast. And I say we are entering, even though the Palestinians are the one enduring this slaughter. But if we don't stand up for Palestine, what is happening to our humanity? So what is happening to Palestinians is happening to the whole world. I'm speaking as a German citizen. Germany is the second largest weapons supplier to this genocide. And not only Germany is complicit in this genocide, many more countries are complicit in this genocide. So we have to stand against settler colonialism, apartheid, genocide together. We can only do this together if we unify. So if you are not on this mission, as I said before, we are all sailing on this mission together. We are only a small fraction of a global uprising. We are mobilizing worldwide, and as we are sailing, everyone will see what I'm talking about when I say mass globalization. Yes, and thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yasmin. Next, we're going to hear from another Global Sumud Flotilla Steering Committee member, Greta Thunberg.
Thank you, everyone, for gathering here and for standing up for what is right and for standing on the right side of history. You all know exactly why we are here. There is nothing any of us up here could say that would be new. Palestinians have been repeating their calls for justice and for freedom and their will to live for many, many decades now, and they have been met with deaf ears. But slowly, slowly, every day, more and more people are waking up and seeing more of the absolute atrocities, the genocide, the mass slaughtering that Israel is committing. And the question here today is not why we are sailing. This story is not at all about the mission that we are about to embark. The story here is about Palestine. The story here is how people are being deliberately deprived of the very basic means to survive. And the story here is how the world can be silent and how those in power, those who are supposed to represent us, are in every possible way betraying and failing Palestinians and all oppressed peoples of the world. They are failing to uphold international law. They are failing to do their most basic legal duties, to act to prevent a genocide, to stop their complicity and support for an apartheid state and the occupation and the genocide of Palestinians. Israel are very clear about their genocidal intent. They want to erase the Palestinian nation. They want to take over the Gaza Strip. And if that doesn't make people act, if that doesn't make people go out of their couch and take action, fill the streets, get organized, then I don't know what will. And personally, I am terrified of how people can go on with their everyday life accepting this genocide, watching a live stream genocide on their phones and then pretend like nothing is happening. Palestinians have been dehumanized to such an extent that they are only spoken of in terms of numbers and UN resolutions. But this story is also about a global uprising, about how people are stepping up when our governments fail to do so. For every politician that is fueling the genocide, further environmental and climate destruction, and further colonization and fascism, there will be people escalating the resistance against that. And that is what we are trying to do, and that is why we are mobilizing people from all over the world, coming back even stronger with dozens of boats, because there is simply no alternative. We know what is at stake, and what we are doing here is using our extreme privilege by living in a free world to listen to and act upon the calls of Palestinians, them telling us to step up and end our complicity. Yeah.
Thank you, Greta. Thank you so much. Now we're going to hear from another Global Sumud Flotilla steering committee member. He has come from a very far way, long way to be here. This is Mohammed Nadir Al-Nouri, and I'm going to pass the microphone to him.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very good morning, everyone. It is happening, guys. We are setting sail. And today we are not just watching history in the making. We are a part of it, and we are writing history with our own hands. We have been waiting too long for these governments to act. We have been waiting too long for these